Hey everyone, it's Leiden back with another taxonomy tour video. Today we're going through InStore Visitation, and we're going to be using two segments to contrast visitation patterns: babies, birds, and blessings, and urbanists that have pretty much the same age and income. The big difference obviously being one has kids and one doesn't. We're going to see how that plays out in the retail patterns. So here's our babies, birds, and blessings segment. 4-person households, 51% have kids, compared to our urbanist segment, which are similar age and income, but 1-person households, and they do not have kids. So let's dive into their retail visitation. First, let's start with how we calculate this. We're getting a panel of around 117 million devices from Uber Media, and we have each one of those devices segmented into one of our 80 segments. And as far as calculating the visitation pattern, it's pretty simple. We're just looking at each urbanist device and seeing what types of retail that device goes to. And the way to read this is 100 means national average for that retailer. So here we see with urbanists, the second most visited retailer here is Warby Parker. They have a score of 477. So that means they are 4.77 times as likely to physically walk into a Warby Parker store versus the national average. Okay, now that we understand that, let's go ahead and jump into in-store visitation. So the first tab you'll see is their top overall in-store visitation. And number one for the urbanists is dog parks, almost 6 times as likely, or 600% as likely as the average person to physically visit a dog park. Now, we know that they don't have kids, so it seems like they're probably replacing their kids with dogs in this circumstance. We can see the over-index on visiting art museums, Warby Parker again, Dry Bar, the Shade Store. And we can cut this by specific types of retail. So we can see apparel visitation, they go to Urban Outfitters. If we look at home improvement, remember these people are renters, and so they don't really show up very high for any of the home improvement stores. But we could see fast casual, QSR, bakery as far as food. We can see the top grocery visitation, looks like Trader Joe's, Whole Foods. Automotive visitation, they over-index on visiting Tesla stores. We can see wellness visitation and then entertainment visitation. Okay, remember these are our singles, and now we're going to compare those to our babies, birds, and blessings segment. So we'll go to the in-store visitation for this segment. Okay, so first we can see some top overall in-store visitation. We see cookie cutters, Kids Are Kids, the Goddard School, Tutor Time, Kid to Kid. One of the reasons I picked this segment is that although it is not the highest segment for having kids, these people are really driven as far as their retail patterns by their kids. So remember, same age and income as the past segment that we just looked at, but very different retail patterns. You can see they're visiting Kid to Kid, Uptown Cheapsteak, Charming Charlie's. You can see the top restaurant visitation, grocery visitation. And I also want to point out here, I love this. They over-index on going to Chick-fil-A. Okay, so that is retail visitation in the taxonomy. Now, one thing I will say is a lot of brands will like to get in here and just see, okay, what are the top segments for my brand? Not the top brands for a segment. So you can do that by going to the PersonaLive brand and feature sorter. If you are Chick-fil-A, you can just see which segments over-index and physically visiting Chick-fil-A by simply sorting Z to A. And we can see number 1 is suburb chic. And of course, up there in our top 10 is babies, birds, and blessings. Okay, that's it. That is retail visitation for the taxonomy. I'll see you in the next video.